Good afternoon everybody and welcome to Sandy Park for today's Allianz Premier 15's round 16 clash between Exeter Chiefs women and DMP Durham Sharks. Same as last week, beautiful day here, beautiful day for rugby and hopefully a load more tries. Delighted to say that I'm joined up here on the gantry today again by Georgie Grimes, but first, and delighted to have her up here for the first time, Garnet McKinder. Garnet, fantastic to have you join us up here for the stream, and should be a really good game.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, it should be a really good game. DMP have been improving over the last few games, so excited to see a good battle out there today.
And Georgie as well, obviously up here last week, a 10-try feast from the girls against Worcester Warriors. Hopefully today a lot more of the same.
Yeah, thank you for having me again. It's exciting to watch the girls play again, and you know, you're definitely in for a treat if you're watching the stream and you're here in person. It's definitely going to be an exciting game for the girls.
And DMP, like we said, obviously a really tough clash today. A fast improving side as well. A side really on the up. They've not won a game, but performances really starting to improve week in, week out.
Yeah, I mean, they've had a really tough season, like you said, not won a game, but scores are getting closer. We've been doing analysis on them and they've scored some really nice tries, especially through the backs. They've got some speedy wingers, so definitely is going to be tough, and the girls Exeter are going to have to be on the ball today.
And the try last week against Harlequins from Danny Fan on the wing. Obviously she's not playing today, but try of the week, and that was a cracker of a try as well.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, some speedy wingers, so our back three going to have to be on the ball. A bit of a wind, as always, at Sandy Park, so yeah, looking forward to seeing a kicking game as well, because their 10 has a decent boot on her.
So we'll just run you through the teams quickly then, as both sides, well, Chiefs have made their way into the tunnels. DMP won't be far behind them. A late change at fullback for Exeter Chiefs. Chloe Rowley was initially slated to be making her return after securing World Cup qualification with Scotland. She's had to pull out this morning with illness, and Meryn Doidge, hat-trick last week, comes in at fullback. On the wing, Caitlin Lewis, a first start in a Chiefs shirt for her. She looked electric earlier in this season off the bench. Unfortunately suffered an injury, but back now. Other than that, for the Chiefs, a couple of changes in the pack as well. Canadian international Gabby Senft in for her first start at number 8, and Ebony Jeffrey is back into the starting side at blindside flanker. On the bench as well for the Chiefs, a return for the Spanish contingent, Laura Delgado and Patricia Garcia, who announced her international retirement last week. For DMP Durham Sharks, a couple of changes as well for them. Mackenzie Thomas-Roberts made her 50th appearance for the side last week. She moves into the centres from fullback. Holly Thorpe and Lauren Torley come into the side, as does the vastly experienced Tamara Taylor in the pack. Georgie, just looking at that DMP side, having a player like Tamara Taylor there with lots of players that have got lots of games under their belts but are still developing in this league, that's huge for them.
Yeah, it is a very, Tamara Taylor's one of the most capped players for England, so I'm sure for DMP it's a positive thing to have. You know, they're not a team packed with many international players, so someone like that coming into the side is great for them. Yeah. And
just quickly, whilst we're waiting for both teams as well, Garnet, for you personally, part of the RFU Council now as well. You're up at Twickenham last week. Just tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, the RFU are just trying to, I guess, diversify the council a little bit. So there's 4 of us newbies with like unique perspectives to share with the people that most of them are from like different counties throughout England. But I think for me, playing in the Allianz Prem 15s at the moment, I can definitely give a unique perspective on how the women's league is, and hopefully improve the women's game for the better.
And women's game, it's like you said, improve it for the better, but it's vastly improving already. If you don't want to hear the early result, put me on mute for the next 5 seconds. A huge win up in Coventry for Wasps, 30-14 against Harlequins. Teams beating everyone week in, week out, and the league is just going from strength to strength, as Susie touched on in the week.
It really is. This top 4 is going to be a huge battle, and every game matters up until the end of the season. I can't believe how quickly it's gone. There's only a couple games left, but like you say, every game matters, and losing bonus points are going to mean everything. And Exeter Chiefs are under a bit of pressure today, because we really do need that five-point win.
It's definitely a 5-point win that Chiefs will be looking for, Chiefs will be needing. Georgie, on that Chiefs side, who are the players that stand out for you today?
I think, the obvious one is probably Caitlin Lewis back into the side. The Welsh Dragon, you mentioned it, she is electric. So it'd be exciting to give her the space and get her on the ball and let her do what she does best. Moving to the forward pack, it's probably seeing Ebony Jeffrey's back in a starting shirt. That's great for her. She came on and she made a really good impact. So it's good to have her back in a starting shirt. And then going onto the bench, you've got Maisie Allen. When she came on the pitch as well, she was great. So it's good to have her back on the bench. And hopefully we'll see more of her 7 stuff coming into play today. And then obviously having the Spanish back, they're a great bonus to us, and they're two players you would love to see on a team sheet, and they are on our team sheet, fortunately.
A player like Patricia Garcia as well. Laura Delgado does so much of those hard yards up front, and then someone like Patricia, obviously Georgie and I talked about her last week, but such an experienced head to have around the camp, and such a key player to have for younger players coming through in this side as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We all love playing with Pat. She's just electric, like you say, and always making those half breaks, and always, making those breaks for us wingers to get on the back of. So, it'll be great to see her back in the squad. And another shout out as well to Lottie Holland. She's had a really tough season with injuries and illness, and obviously unfortunate for Chloe being ill, but it's given the opportunity to Lottie to come back. So really looking forward to see her run out today.
And that's the thing with this Chiefs side, there's so much strength in depth across the side, from loose head all the way over to fullback. And like we said, obviously sad that Chloe Rowley is unable to play today, but Meryn Deutsch comes into the side, then a player like Lottie Holland comes onto the bench, and then we've still got the likes of yourselves up here as well, and so many other players to come back into this side. There's such a breadth of talent at Susie Appleby's disposal here in the Southwest.
It really is. Having internationals on the bench, not in the squad, it just shows the competition, and we're all pushing each other to make each other better, and that depth is going to be the reason why hopefully we're going to make the top 4 and hopefully the final, fingers crossed.
And that really is the aim, obviously, for the Chiefs this season. Top 4, obviously the priority first and foremost, but once you're in those playoffs, you've got to be in it to win it. And Georgie, like Garnet said, the league's so close this season that any single team that ends up in those playoffs is going to be fancying their chances of getting to the final.
Yeah, it's definitely a really close fight for all teams, and hopefully we'll see Chiefs in the playoff spot. But there is contention for Gloucester to still make it. Quinns, your Loughboroughs, all teams are packed with talent, so whoever does make it there, that they will be, you're in for a treat for the semi-finals and the final, because they're all packed full of talent, and it will be an exciting top 4 playoffs to watch.
And obviously looking ahead to the top 4, then obviously that's to come. There's still the small matter of today's game and the final couple of rounds, and the cup fixtures to go first, and that cup really offers an opportunity for the Chiefs to keep fighting on 2 fronts as well.
Yeah, it gives those players who don't get game time in the Prem to show Susie and Steve what they can do, and it allows Susie to explore the depth of the team and the strength of the team, and lets players actually give a chance to show what they're all about.
Just looking below us then, I can see the Chiefs subs making their way out, ready to welcome the side out onto the pitch, and a guard of honour for the sides as they lead them out as well. It's something that's obviously been something we've been able to do with fans coming back in this season, but the camps that happen up on the top pitch, the pro camps, Centre of Excellence as DMP make their way out onto the pitch, it's all about growing the game in the Southwest for young players coming through that aspire to be a Chief.
Yeah, absolutely. When I was growing up in Exeter, there wasn't a women's team, and I had to go elsewhere to play. So for these young girls getting to come and watch Exeter Chiefs women at home, being involved, being coached by our players, I hope that we can inspire them, and hopefully they'll get to run out at Sandy Park one day. And
that's the aim of the game really for any side, is to develop that young talent coming through. And we'll just pause now then as Poppy Leach leads her side out onto the field here at Sandy Park. Poppy Leach playing back in the second row today, being at flanker for the last couple of games, but Nick Friday away now on island duty for the next few weeks, and congratulations to her on that call-up, a player of Poppy's calibre able to step in back into that second row jersey. And it's DMP that will get us underway here through Cara Cookland. And we wait on the whistle of today's referee, Ricardo Santana. Gets the call from both sides. And we're underway here at Sandy Parker. A short kickoff taken well by McKinley Hunt. Her second start back in the Chiefs shirt after that horrible leg break against Harlequins. And it's so good to see her back on the field. Chiefs then looking adventurous here in these open exchanges. It's a good carry. And Robinson is there quickly. And Foster, Kobayashi. And she releases. Chiefs and they're away here. And it's Kate Zachary. Has she got the legs? Has she got the legs? She's going for the corner. And it's a try for the Chiefs. Not quite as quick as last week. Merrin Doidge crossed in 24 seconds, but 32 seconds on the game clock here for the Chiefs. And again, Garnet, that was some start.
Yeah, we love to see Kate running in open space. Great break there, and we always know that she's got the speed there to finish that off. But Caitlin was up there with her in support, so hopefully we may see her on the scoreboard a bit later too.
Yeah, it was great support from the players, but great take from McKinley Hunt to carry it in, and then for Flo Robinson to spot the awareness to start playing it, and Meg Foster giving her the hands to get it out wide, and it's a great try from the team.
Yeah, I think the coaches will be happy with that start. We're playing to our shape, getting to an edge, and when we make a break and score a try that quickly, hopefully we'll be able to keep this momentum going.
A player like Kate Zachary, co-captain with Poppy Leach this season, but scoring tries for fun. A hat-trick against Gloucester Hartpury, try against Loughborough Lightning, a double last week, and in again early doors here.
Yeah, like you say, a hat-trick, so I wouldn't be surprised if we saw her on the score sheet again, but DMP are a very resilient team. No doubt they'll be coming out all guns firing again.
Meg Foster then unable to convert from that far touchline, but a perfect start for the Chiefs here at Sandy Park. And Cookland again gets us back underway. That one's gone long. Detevo lets it bounce. It's taken well in the backfield, and Robinson there to mop up and tidy up for her side. Huge carry there from Emily Totosi. And Robinson again just... Chiefs keeping it tight at the moment. That is a huge carry there. That one's got the crowd excited. Hope Rogers and Robinson looks down the blind side, and they're away again. Here's Gabby Senft. There's space for the Canadian. Detevo outside as she feeds the USA Eagle. Detevo's tackled well, feeds it back in field. Ball just slips forward. Chiefs though looking so dangerous, so threatening early exchanges here.
Yeah, that was a great break by Gabby again. Great to see her out on the pitch making an impact. Haven't seen too much of her this season, so really awesome to see her make that opportunity. Unlucky there. Great offload by Janine, but we just couldn't keep hold of it. But
and a first scrum now as well then, and Georgia, an opportunity for both packs to really front up here early doors.
Yeah, we've had a look at DMP scrums. We know how effective they can be, but obviously, hopefully we can get some more of the scrums we had last week where we was dominating. But we've been putting the graft in behind the scenes, so should be a good scrum.
We say it should be a good first scrummage. See Curse, the commentator, reset there for both packs. But an early opportunity then for Hope Rogers, Emily Totosi, Dalika Menin to really show what they can do here up front for the Chiefs. And a chance for Sam Herrick, Alana Bainbridge, Meg Gardner to, again, test themselves early doors here against this all-international front row. It's a good first scrum from both sides there, but Jennings gets it away to Cookland. And that's a lovely pass from Cookland, and DMP looking menacing there in the middle of the park. Cookland again feeds it on, and there is a little bit of space starting to form there. DMP just building the phases at the moment. Seeing what they can do with ball in hand, looking for a bit of early possession here. The Chiefs have got to be on their wits defensively.
Yeah, that was a great line by 13 Lindsay Taylor there, really having to keep the defence honest, can't drift off too early. So yeah, big defence now from Chiefs to try and keep them in the 22.
Big defence there. That was a big shot going in from Gabby Senft. There, DMP then just outside their 22. And that pass then, it's gone backwards, but it's loose there. And Meg Gardner, it looks like down there, doing well to tidy up for her side. But DMP needing to build again now. Keeping it tight. Searching for that option to kick. And that's a really nice touch finder there from the visitors. And after that pass, they'll be pleased there. It's a really good exit after a challenging couple of minutes.
Yeah, really good there from DMP. But I think we've set up a good attacking platform for Exeter now, so they're going to look to make the most of this. But great pressure from Exeter, but also great clear from DMP. So game on.
Emily Totosi then to throw for her side. A hat-trick last week, as well as Meryn Doidge for the Canadian. And that one's gone over the head of everybody, and it's picked up there by Bainbridge for DMP. Apologies, Sam Herrick it was there that picked it up, but it's come back on the Chiefs side, and it's Senft again up to that 22. Robinson there quickly looks at the short side, decides to come back to Poppy Leach, and it's fizzed out wide there. Bouncing ball doesn't quite stick for the Chiefs. A knock on and a DMP scrum with Herrick down receiving treatment there just behind the play. A little bit of an awkward, should we say, couple of minutes there from both teams, both just searching for a bit of flow in this game.
Yeah, I'm sure Chiefs won't be happy with that line out and overthrow from Emily Totosi, but I'm sure they'll regather themselves to go again. You know, we saw how successful their line out drives were, so I'm sure they were planning to do that if all gone well. But another great opportunity for DMP to attack from this scrum. You know, they did show a threat off the first scrum, so you know the girls have got to be on it to defend this one in the centre field.
It's been a really good few minutes for that DMP front row. Obviously a really good first scrum, a really good carry from Herrick and Meg Gardner as well. It's another solid scrum from DMP, and the ball then fizzed out wide from Cookland to Mackenzie Thomas-Roberts, but it doesn't stick, and Desevo comes away with it. Huge handoff from the USA Eagle, and then she can't hold on to the ball. It's got a little threat there, a little sight of Desevo's power and her pace. We saw it last week against Worcester. No advantage coming. We'll come back for that Chief scrum in the middle of the field.
Yeah, but knock on from both sides there. Maybe both teams are just trying to get the nerves out. But Janine there showing her strength, and hopefully we'll see a bit more of that later.
We saw it last week against Worcester, as I said. Susie Appleby for the last couple of weeks has been saying she's desperate for her wingers to come searching for the ball, and obviously Garnet, someone like yourself, incredible prowess at scoring tries in this league, something that when you're out on the field as well, and whether it's Janine or Caitlin out there today, just that opportunity you must be relishing.
Yeah, absolutely. Sandy Park's a nice big pitch, big dead ball area, so yeah, perfect place to be scoring those tries. So hopefully we'll see the ball get wide a bit later on.
There's a good initial carry there from McGillivray, and Leach looked to tip it onto Hunt, but again the ball is spilt and DMP come away with it. But again, another knock on, no advantage coming. I know I've said it a couple of times, but it has just been a little bit bitty here so far at Sandy Park.
Yeah, the forwards are busy with a few scrums, but they're looking good from both sides.
And obviously, right into the final home run of the season now, but for both sides as well, both packs as well, being able to get back into scrummaging this season after the COVID laws last season. An opportunity for the front rows again then to show what they can do. And Chiefs then starting to get the drive on, but Jennings gets the ball away well, and Cookland pops up at second receiver this time. And there is space here for DMP. There is an opportunity. They get the ball out well there. And it's Amy Lazel popping up on the opposite wing, but Meryn Doidge there, as any good fullback should be, to force her into touch.
Yeah, really impressed by that from DMP. Great hands to get the ball wide. Got forward runners so that we can't drift across, but Meryn did really well to come up there and make the hit into touch.
And Amy Lazel as well. Holly Thorpe, obviously into the side this week. A player name checked by Susie Appleby in the build-up to this one. Really good young players for DMP that have got so much pace about them.
Yeah, Holly Thorpe's one of those players who's also in the under-20 setup with England. So when she's on camp, you know, you have to we utilise her very well, getting her hands on the ball, and that's what Holly's good at. She's quite unfortunate not to keep going in that touchline, but great cover from Merrin to push her out and, you know, regain the possession for Chiefs.
And Chiefs then building now, hands starting to stick. Robinson to McGillivray at first receiver. It goes out the back to Kobayashi. Beautiful line by Decevo. She's burst through the first tackle, cuts through the fullback. Janine Decevo, has she got the pace to scamper over? It's pulled down a metre short. Superb covering tackle there from DMP Durham Sharks. Chiefs, though, just a metre out from that line now. Referee having a look. Are they over? Not quite. But they are, second time round. And it's Hope Rogers who is over for the Chiefs at a try on her debut here at Sandy Park against Harlequins a few weeks ago. And she's in again, a brilliant break from Janine, and then that's what the pack are all about from close range.
Yeah, great try from Hope. You know, she arrived at Christmas. She's the gift Santa brought to us, and I'm glad he did. She has been incredible since she's arrived. And another great try from Hope Rogers.
Yeah, we were talking about Janine's speed and power, and we just saw it there firsthand. And you know, one of Chief's strengths when we get within that 5 metre line, the forwards that we've got, their power, we're going to get over the line. So yeah, really happy with that. I'm sure the coaches will be.
And again, it all starts from that huge break, that huge fend from Janine Decevo. She's looked so lively in these opening exchanges.
Yeah, as you said, Susie wants us to get the ball to those wingers and show all the pace and power that we've got, and Janine's just shown that, and hopefully we can do the same on the other side and get Caitlin some good ball and see her open up, because she's also very speedy.
Yeah, I definitely don't want to be one of those people tackling Janine when she's running at you with that much power and pace. Definitely
wouldn't. A huge fend, huge power and pace from her as well. And Meg Foster then as the conversion for the Chiefs. It's 12-0 here with give or take 11 minutes on the clock at Sandy Park. And after a couple of, let's say, disappointing moments for the Chiefs with ball in hand, they'll be really pleased to get over the line there for that second try. Cookland then gets us back underway. It goes over the head of Hunt, but Senft reads it well, looks to brush off the attentions there of Weishu and Tamara Taylor. And Robinson then, Foster out to Totosi, but it's been lost forwards. And DMP then will look to come away with this one here, and a penalty for the visitors.
Yeah,
Garnet holding on the call. What would you do if you're in DMP's position here, points or corner?
I mean, it's a pretty big kick, so yeah, I'd go for the corner. Looks like, yeah, that's what they're going to do. A bit of a missed opportunity for Chiefs there. I think the blind side was on. We saw Flo to Janine last week making a nice break, so hopefully have eyes up and get on that next time. Good opportunity for DMP here. They're in a good attacking position.
An opportunity then for Alana Bainbridge to throw in for her side. A really good attacking opportunity here, as Garnet just said. First phase, though, has to go to hand, and it doesn't, and Dalika Menin comes away with the ball. Play the call from Susie Appleby. Susie Appleby below her. She's seen the space. Have her side seen it? Robinson's looking, but DMP have realigned well. Kobayashi then. Little chip through from Kobayashi for Lewis to chase. Can she get her hands to it? Not quite. Clever idea from the Japanese international. Lewis not quite able to get her hands on it, and it bobbles into touch. There'll be a line out then for DMP, or a scrum. They've got the choice. Don't forget here, and it's the line out that they've chosen.
Yeah, that's real nice there. Good that we're looking to go through the hands, but also looking for those kicking options, mixing it up, making life difficult for those back three for DMP.
Let's see then, there is a breeze down there, a real strong breeze. Second time of asking, that's a good line out from DMP. Ball goes behind Cookland though, and she has to turn and feed the ball on. DMP then with possession right in the centre of the field. Good line cut there, but a really good tackle from the Chiefs. Cookland again looks to feed the ball wide, just keep that momentum going. Thomas Roberts steps in for her side at scrum half. Kobayashi there with the tackle, but the ball's bounced away and it's come out into the hands of Decevo. Decevo, has she got the legs this time? Yes, she does. DMP are the ones that were looking threatening, but a loose ball at the breakdown and Janine Decevo is in. And that was just a case of an unfortunate situation there for the visitors, but an arch poacher like Decevo, you're not going to keep her out for that long.
Yeah, you know, you've got to make the most of those opportunities, and Janine certainly did that. But a great chase back from 9, Jennings from DMP. She's certainly not slow either. Could have potentially gone for the tap tackle, but yeah, she was right on the heels of Janine there.
Yeah, it was a great 40-metre break for Janine, but as Garnet mentioned, you know, DMP, you've got to give them a lot of credit. You know, they were building at phase play and then they made that error, and Janine bit on that and took it at her earliest opportunity.
Another challenging kick then for Meg Foster. USA Eagle arrived in these parts just before Christmas. Been a really, really good addition to Susie Appleby's side, an extra kicking option as well. She lines this conversion up for her side. There's a lovely strike from Foster. Takes the score up to 19-0 to the Chiefs. And DMP again then back to the halfway line, and Cookland will get us back underway. That's much more like it from the Chiefs there, and Foster, after that earlier miss, she'll be much happier with those last 2 conversions. The ball then finds its way to Foster again. That's a huge hit going in on her. And then Rogers juggles, manages to hold on well. And Kobayashi, it's Tosi. And Chiefs again with the ball in midfield. Kobayashi at first receiver again. Foster, Senft again. Looking to free the hands, can't quite get them free, but Robinson is there quickly. It bounces and juggles, but it goes out to Caitlin Lewis, a first genuine touch of the ball for the Welsh Flyer this afternoon. Leach then looks to tip on and then just decides to take it on herself. And Chiefs now looking to play with a bit of adventure, looking to spin this ball here. Doidge has to take it behind her, carries well into Thomas Roberts. Poppy Leach at first receiver again, out to Decevo. Good tackle on her from Kat Hobson. There's McKinley Hunt then looking for work. And Kobayashi, she's seen the space, she's put the boot in. Can Caitlin Lewis get her hands to this one? Almost there for Lewis. DMP then playing with the advantage.
Unlucky there. Caitlin's had a couple of opportunities and it's just fingertips. The ball was bouncing in just a little bit hard to take, but hopefully we will see her with ball in space very soon.
It's a really good option for the Chiefs as well. Like you said, it's not quite worked those last couple of times, but with that speed on the wing and the likes of Nancy McGillivray, Kanako Kobayashi we saw there, Meg Foster as well, all of whom got a really good boot on them. It's a really good option to take, especially with a pitch this wide.
Yeah, the option was absolutely on, and you know our time will come when we get that lucky bounce of the ball. So I think we need to keep playing to those spaces because they're absolutely on, and yeah, the space is there.
Just time off here momentarily. A couple of players down, just receiving a little bit of attention and running repairs. It looks like Hope Rogers might be one of them. Actually, in some ways, probably a good point to have a break, Georgie, as well. Obviously, both sides have been a really rampant first 18, 19 minutes, just a chance to get the breath back.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those games that they've constantly going. Yeah, there's been tries going over, so they've had moments to gather their breath. But once the ball's playing, it's playing, and it's not looking slow. It's going quite quick. So I'm sure both sides will be happy to get a break, and you know they'll get their messages from the coaches, what they could do better and what's not working, and just go from there.
Rogers then still down, receiving treatment if she is unable to continue, and obviously we hope she will be. Abby Middlebrook, a really young prop coming through, her first Premierships appearance at home last week, been doing really well in the cup fixtures as well, and we were talking about it pre-match, that opportunity for those younger players to come through eventually as Rogers is okay to continue.
Yeah, you know, Abby is definitely one of those exciting players. You know, so if she was for her to get on the field today, you know, it'll be great, and an opportunity I'm sure she'll take as soon as she can.
Scrum down then, and DMP with the ball in their hands to restart. Alyssa Jennings waiting for the instruction from the referee to put in, and she does. The Chiefs scrum though starts to go forward at a rate of knots, and it's a penalty for the Chiefs. Robinson desperate for the ball, desperate to play fast. Slowed down though by co-captain Leach, and the option here then for Foster to put this one into the corner. That was a really, really good scrum from the Chiefs there.
Yeah, it was great. You know, we've got so many internationals within the scrum, so great to see them pushing forwards and hopefully continue that throughout the game.
Foster then finds a good touch, good attacking opportunity here for the Chiefs. Into Toasty then, ready early for her side. The instruction going over to her from Rogers.
Now they're within the 22, I would expect them to drive it in, but we'll see what the call's going to be.
First phase goes to Leach, and there is that drive that you were just talking about there, Garnet. It's going forward at a rate of knots from the Chiefs. DMP though do really well to stop that first initial surge. Chiefs looking to get it restarted here.
DMP have done well to bring that down, and now Chiefs get a chance to attack in a bit more space.
A good carry there from McGillivray, and Robinson then goes to the short side. Hunt's a huge carry from her. Chiefs now just 5 metres out. Ball in the hands of Leach, she tips it on to Zachary. And Robinson there again. McGillivray goes out the back. Kobayashi tips it on to Doige. Doige to Desevo. Desevo's in for a double in the corner, is she? Yes, she is. It's a 4th try for the Chiefs, and after that initial drive from the pack, that's what that backline's all about. Fast hands, fast feet, and a really good score.
Yeah, lovely hands from the backs there, particularly Merrin. She was under a lot of pressure, but managed to tip it on to Janine, and decent pass still, like about 10 metres. So great hands from the backs, and you know, no one's going to stop Janine from there.
Yeah, great drive from the pack to get us going. You know, Garnet touched upon it a minute just before it happened. That is something they they look to do, and they did that. And then great awareness from Flo and Meg to get it out wide to give Janine that space to go over the white line.
And what's really interesting watching this Chiefs side, I've touched on it a couple of times so far, but it's not just Meg Foster that pops up at first receiver. Flo Robinson's played at 10 this season. She steps in when needed, and then Kanako Kobayashi, Nancy McGillivray as well. There's so many ball players in this back line for the Chiefs.
Yeah, I mean, it's great to have so many ball players. If one's stuck at the bottom of a ruck, you've got another that can pop up and do the job. And I think the tactics there to run forward, suck players in, and then finally get it wide, absolutely what we want to be doing.
Meg Foster then, I'll tell you what, that is some kick from Foster. 3 from 4 off the tee for her. And she stretches her side's lead out to 26 points.
Yeah, another great kick from Meg Foster there. It's looking really smooth.
We saw it last week against Worcester as well. Really, really good with the ball at her feet. DMP then already back on the halfway line, back ready to get us underway. Huge call of mine from Hope Rogers. She's away, fighting to stay in field, and she does, despite the best efforts of 4 or 5 DMP players there. And Foster again to Tutosi. Tackled well in the middle of the park, but gets her legs to the ground. And Foster out the back doesn't quite link up with Kobayashi. Chiefs have got to be careful here, and Doige goes tracking back. DMP were ready there if that opportunity came. And Exeter then just look to press the reset button a little bit here, build those phases on that far side.
Yeah, Chiefs will be wanting to exit here and not play in their own 22. Looks like Robinson's calling the forwards in for a potential box kick.
And it is up in the air from Flo Robinson. It's one for Lewis to take and chase, and she almost does manage to get her hands to it. Comes back though on the DMP side. There's Kat Hobson there with the carry for the visitors. Jennings there quickly to Cookland. And a little bit of a miscommunication in the middle of the park, and Hunt is there like a flash. An offside to call it, a penalty for the Chiefs. And they think about the quick one there, just choose the sensible option, and Meg Foster strides up to pump this one into touch.
Yeah, a good option there to box kick. Unfortunate not to get it back, but a good platform for Flo to be kicking from, and winning that penalty and getting out of the danger zone will be a great attacking platform again for Chiefs.
Just inside that DMP half now then. We talked about Hope Rogers earlier. We saw it straight from that kick-off as well. A brilliant player to have around the squad, a brilliant player in the loose and the tight, and we saw what she can do there once she gets the ball in her hands.
Yeah, I still can't believe she's a prop, to be honest. She's got such good speed, and when you see her running down the wing, you could mistake her for a winger for sure. There's quite a lot of props like that within the Allianz Premier 15s, likes of Simi Pam, Flo Long. We've seen them making those breaks down the wing, so yeah, Hope is definitely in that club as well.
It's time off here then with a DMP player down on the far side. I have to apologise for myself, I can't quite see who it is for the visitors, but a chance for them to reset, and they have looked threatening when they've got the ball in hand. Exeter's defence has been rock solid.
Yeah, they're definitely testing the Chiefs' defence when they have got ball in hand. They're showing their threats. You know, so we've definitely analysed them, and we know who their threats are. So it's just managing them when we can.
And that change is coming for DMP. It's Bainbridge for Nick Haynes. It looks like just a blood sub for the moment though. And hopefully we'll see Bainbridge back out on the pitch very soon. First job though for Nick Haynes will be to get herself right into the thick of the action here and see if she can disrupt this Chiefs line out. Tosi then to throw. Have to say that one looked like it might not have been straight to me from up here, but referee says it's fine, and McKinley Hunt rampages through that first tackle. There's Robinson to Zachary. And again, Meg Foster now with the ball out the back to Kobayashi. She spins it on early to Doige. Doige wrapped up well by Lazel. Fights to get to ground and manages to do so. And Leach again there, tips it on to Rogers. Foster then looks for Senft, and Dalika Menin, and bursts through that tackle. And Chiefs then starting to make meters, starting to make yards here. And Foster out the back again to Kobayashi. She checks inside, thinks she sees space, wrapped up well by the defensive line. And Zachary again there to Menin.
Yeah, it's been some great carries from the forwards to give the back their platform to play. And it's been exciting. Phaser plays
Here
coming
is
up.
that backline play, and it's McGillivray and Jeffries and Hope Rogers. And she goes in under the posts. Beautiful handling from the Chiefs. Beautiful work from that backline, and that pack there linking up at the end there to feed that ball onto Hope.
Yeah, watching Ebony give that pass, you would expect her that she was a playmaker, but obviously she's not. She's in the forward pack, so great hands from her to put that ball onto Hope for Hope to go over. Some great phases of play from both forward and the backs. You know, hopefully we'll see more of it.
Yeah, that was a lovely team try there. Lots of hands on ball, and our forwards showing that, you know, they've got amazing passes as well, and they can see that space, execute that 2-on-1. So yeah, another great try.
It was patient work as well in the build-up from the Chiefs. Obviously those initial carries from Dalika Menin, Gabby Senft, and then just having the presence of mind to just hold off, wait for Nancy McGillivray to call for the ball, and then feed that one wide.
Yeah, I think that all came from those forwards, sucking people in, taking two defenders with them and getting over the gain line, and Robinson giving that fast ball out the back and resulting in a try.
Another successful conversion from Meg Foster. It's 33 points on the board here for the Chiefs.
Yeah, Chiefs will be very happy with the start, racking up the points, but we know what DMP are like. Like I said, they're resilient, they're not going to give up, and they're going to be wanting to get some points on the board.
DMP then were keen to get underway there, but just called back. Just Bainbridge coming back onto the field after that blood sub. And at the second time of asking, Cookland gets us back underway. Goes to Detavo. She almost loses it, but manages to hold on well. And she's through that first tackle, and she's surging free. Janine Detavo cuts inside, looking for support, looking for players to get with her. That's a crucial tackle there for DMP. Detavo was away there, but Chiefs back where they want to be. Loose pass though, tidied up by Kate Zachary, and Kobayashi looks to feed it out wide. It's a big tackle on her, but it's gone backwards. And now McGillivray tidies up for the Chiefs. And there's danger on that far side initially. A knock on in the tackle though will come back. It's a Chiefs scrum first. And Detavo again there, that's how you answer the frustration of not quite holding on to that ball first time round, powering through several tackles like that.
Yeah, it's great to see Janine in open play there, and we recycled the ball quickly. Unfortunately, the space was on, didn't quite get it there, but you know the intention's there.
A midfield scrum then for the Chiefs. Flo Robinson to put in. And a perfect attacking opportunity for the Chiefs here. They can look to this near side, they can look to the short side if they want as well, with Lewis out there, and that's where they go. Senft breaks away from the base of the scrum, and she's still going, Gabby Senft. Huge carry from the number 8. And Robinson, quick ball, Leach at first receiver down, Foster tips it on to Menin, and she offloads to McGillivray. McGillivray shimmies, cuts back inside.
Space is definitely on wide. Hopefully we're going to recognise it. Space
is on if they can get there, but the pass again doesn't quite link to the hands. Doige tidies up well though. And McKinley Hunt back to Dalika Menin. Such a powerful carrier. And Chiefs back into that 22 now. It's Foster. And Chiefs still building. There's a penalty advantage coming their way as well. Foster has to reach just above her head to get that one. Does well though, feeds it out to Kobayashi. There's Rogers getting in support of Zachary there with that carry, and Robinson out to Foster. And Rogers again pops up, feeds the ball wide to Zachary again. Zachary McGillivray, can she get through? Nancy McGillivray 5 metres out. Meg Foster pops it up. There's got to be a try here, and there is, and it's Detavo again. It's a first half hat-trick for the winger. And again, just a really nice, well-worked, composed team try.
Yeah, great to see another team try, going through the hands of the forwards, making gain line, getting into that 22, and then finished off with hands from the backs again. So, looking really good. It looks like we might have a sub coming. Number 23, Lottie Holland, coming on for someone.
You would imagine it's Caitlin Lewis, and it is Holland on for Lewis. Good to see the Welsh international out on the field for the first time since coming back from injury. She didn't maybe get her hands on the ball as much as she would have wanted, but it's just great to see her back out on the field.
Yeah, it's definitely great to see Lottie go on the field, but hopefully for Caitlin's sake it's nothing too serious, and it's just them having to manage her minutes from coming back from breaking her wrist.
Another tough kick here from Meg, close to the touchline. Great strike, but just slightly wide.
Not quite then for Meg Foster, but another really good effort there from the USA Eagle, and it's 38 points on the board now for the Chiefs with 31 minutes on the clock. And DMP walk back up to the halfway line. Cookland again, hands on the ball, switches it this side, this time goes to the left. And again, the hands don't quite work for the Chiefs. Leach unable to gather that one, but it has gone backwards. And Jeffries then carries hard, looking for an opportunity, looking for space, and Robinson thinks she's seen some on the blind side there. And Dalika Menin powers through that first tackle. Eventually there, Tamara Taylor hauls her to ground. There is space here though. Leach releases to Tosi, and Chiefs are making meters here, making hard yards every time they carry the ball, until a fumble there from Kate Zachary. And DMP then with the opportunity now to see what they can do. Sam Herrick with the ball for her side. Cookland. Big hit there in midfield from McKinley Hunt. There's a bit of space here. Alyssa Jennings has seen it. She goes through that first tackle. And a penalty then for DMP. Hands on the ground, the call from the referee, and they looked to take quickly for a second. Probably fortunate there, they were just in front of the referee.
Yeah, that was unlucky there. I think DMP, great vision from the 9, but she was definitely isolated and could have gone either way. Could have been a turnover for Chiefs, but we'll see what DMP can do with this.
And they search for touch, and a good kick in the end from the visitors. Lottie Holland just unable to tiptoe her way down the sideline.
Quite unfortunate for Lottie not to keep that in. I'm sure she'll be annoyed with that, but I'm sure that she won't let that affect her game, and she'll come back bouncing, and hopefully we'll see her get her hands on the ball and does what Lottie does best, which is running through. And she's also one of those players that doesn't mind a bit of contact, so it'll be exciting to see her get on the ball.
Good work initially there at the line out from the Chiefs. It's come back on their side. DMP though doing really well to disrupt it down there. And Chiefs having to fight to come away with the ball, which they do now. Building the phases just inside their 22. There's a carry there from Leach, just trying to settle things down for her side, and Flo Robinson setting herself for the kick. It's half charge down. No advantage coming though, says the referee, and we'll come back for the knock-on at the line out there. Good pressure on that kick from DMP. And after that rampant 15 or 20 minutes there for the Chiefs, just a bit of opportunity now to try and keep that pressure on and keep Exeter hemmed in their own half. It's just what they need.
Yeah, definitely it keeps Chiefs grounded. Obviously I don't think the score gives DMP justice for what the fight they've been putting up. To keep that pressure on Chiefs, charging that kick down, for them that is a win. That is their little win. So, to do something like that while putting that pressure on Chiefs while they're in their 22 and trying to get out of it, it's great from them to see.
Good scrum though from the Chiefs, and Robinson has a little dart. Referee perhaps just gets in the way of the pass she wanted to make, and she carries into contact herself. DMP looking to get their hands on the ball. It's come back the way of the Chiefs though. Robinson just sets herself for the box kick again. Much better box kick there from Robinson. It's bounced, looks like it's going to bounce, but then it's taken well by DMP and then spilt forwards in midfield. It's a good net gain for the Chiefs there.
Yeah, it's a great chase there from Chiefs, putting the pressure on. A little bit of a fumble there, but that was all due to the chase and the execution of the kick there from Flo Robinson.
It's one of those things, we talk about it all the time whenever we're up here on the commentary gantry, those little bits, those key facets of the game, and Susie Appleby calls them the no talent wins. Chasing hard, putting that pressure on, making sure you hold on to the ball, and it's such a crucial component for this Chiefs side.
Yeah, things like that's like the difference between a close game winning and losing, and I think the Chiefs girls have so much heart and work so hard for each other, and it really shows in those close games.
It's a good scrum there from the Chiefs, and Sench breaks away again, feeds Doige. Meryn Doige opens up, cuts back inside. Meryn Doige, beautiful line from the fullback. She scampers over a hat-trick last week at home into the starting side today, with Chloe Rowley out injured, and another beautiful individual try from the fullback.
Yeah, another great try from Meryn there. Ball in two hands the whole time, looking around for support, but she didn't need it. She's got that speed and she's got the step, so great work try there. Extra set piece working really well. Initially, good carry from Gabby Senf there, and perfectly timed pass to put Meryn through the gap.
I'll tell you what, Georgie, I've been really impressed with Gabby Senf so far today. Her first start, and she's looked so physical and so in command whenever she's got her hands on the ball.
Yeah, Gabby Semp's definitely been giving Chiefs that extra bit of metres over the gain line, so I'm sure she's going to be happy with that, and I'm sure Stephen Susie will also be happy with that, with the impact she's come to do, coming on and giving her first start. So I fully understand why she's been given the nod to have that 8 shirt.
Foster then will line this one up for her side in front of the posts. You'd expect something would have gone amiss if she doesn't add to her points tally from here. Good nudge then from Foster, and the Chiefs are up to 45.
Yeah, so we're saying really impressed with Gabby Semp there, and I'm sure it's going to be causing the coaches some headache selections. Our back row is so strong, and we've got Rachel Johnson, who will be coming back from injury, hopefully for the last couple of games. So yeah, Gabby's really putting her hand up there and showing her talent.
It's all about that competition for places as well, isn't it? There's just, like you said, so much strength in depth, but especially in that back row, Georgie.
Yeah, you know that you've got multiple options. You've got Kate, you've got Linda, who's on the bench. You've got Maisie, who's also on the bench. But as Garnet mentioned, you've got Rachel, who isn't on the team sheet today because of her injury. But when she's back fit, she's another player they're going to have to consider. So you know, it's a team full of talent behind the scenes that who aren't making the team sheet all the time.
The Chiefs then, a couple of minutes left off this first half, and they're looking again for the opportunities. Kobayashi does well to hold that pass. Checks, goes herself. Kaneko Kobayashi looks to free the hands, can't quite, fighting, and then the ball just drifts forward. Good initial break there from Kobayashi, but then a real good track back from Jazz Hazel there. A really good number 8. Gets her hands over the ball, but does those hard yards as well and gets those tackles in for her side when they need them.
Yeah, great carry from Kobayashi there. You could see her looking for that support there, but couldn't quite get it away that time. But like you said, Harry, great cover from DMP there, making those tackles.
Jennings then just inside her own half. Let's see what they can do now. If they get the ball back, there's a big drive from the Chiefs. Jennings does really well to get that one away to Cookland. Has to let it bounce and bobble, but picks it up under pressure. And Jennings is again back into position. There's Hazel there with the carry. Drops the shoulders and breaks through that first tackle.
Yeah, we were looking at Hazel all week. She's definitely one of those threats. Really strong, but also looking for those offloads and putting the backs in space.
It's come away in Kobayashi's hands though there, as Amy Lazel looked to try and link up. An opportunity at the end of this half for the Chiefs. Dalika Menin drives hard, and Chiefs working their way over that 10-metre line as Foster looks to fizz it wide. It doesn't quite go to hand. And that is it for this first half there. We're just waiting to see if there was time on the referee's whistle. 45-0 then to the Chiefs at the break, and some things to work on with handling, but a really impressive first half and 7 really well taken tries.
Yeah, like you said, there's been quite a few knock-ons from both sides, but it can't take away from Chiefs. They've got that 5-point bonus win already, and we need to make sure we don't take off the gas and continue to score those tries in the second half. We don't know what the rest of the season looks like, and it could come down to points difference, so we need to continue working on that.
So it's been great to have you with us so far here at Sandy Park. We're going to take a short break up here on the gantry, and then we'll be back with you for the second 40. Welcome back then to Sandy Park. DMP Durham Sharks making their way back out onto the field. Crowd below us have been entertained at half-time by the return of Derek the Otter. No changes then for the DMP side, and here's Exeter Chiefs coming out onto the field, and there is an additional change to that Chiefs side. Laura Delgado back from international duty, back into the side. And she's come on for Hope Rogers. Great to see Laura back.
Yeah, she's a great character within the team, and hopefully Hope's okay, and it's just cautious, but great to see Laura back out there. I'm sure she's going to make a huge impact with those big carries that she's known for.
Again then waiting on the whistle of the referee, and Meg Foster will get us back underway here at Sandy Park. Long blast of the whistle. Foster steadies herself, and we're back underway here in the sunshine. That one's bounced all the way through, all the way over. Lauren Torley has to tidy up, does really well to get away from her try line, and then goes searching for the space. And DMP then right in the shadow of their own posts, looking to build phases, looking to get themselves out of a dangerous situation really early doors here. And it's come back on the Chiefs side. It's a couple of metres out here for the Chiefs. Referee's having a look, are they over? Not quite, not quite. And Poppy Leach then goes searching for the ball. Feeds it off to Delgado. Delgado looking to get it down. Has she got it down? Great defence there from Bainbridge. The Chiefs camped on the line now, and Robinson spins it wide. It's gone out, and it's Kobayashi. And Exeter Chiefs hit 50. And that's the perfect start to the half for the Chiefs.
Yeah, that's exactly the start to the half that Chiefs would have wanted. I'm sure the coaches at half-time would have told them to keep up that momentum they had in the first half. And again, Chiefs showing that we're not just a forwards team. The forwards doing really well with their pick and goes, but then quick hands, really slick there to put Kobayashi over.
And obviously that ball bouncing all over the place there for DMP, but great work on the floor from the pack to get that one back on the Chiefs side.
Yeah, great restart from Meg to notice there was space there, and then a pick up from DMP's 15. But then great steal from Dalika when they're like 5-7 metres out to get us on the front foot, and then the forwards pack just working what they do best, which is picking and going. And then, as Garnett said, great to see the backs go over the line again, and to get it out wide. I think Lottie was screaming for it a little bit sooner, but at the end of the day, they've got over the line, and that's what the team want.
Meg Foster then lining this one up for her side, her 8th attempt of the afternoon. And another successful attempt from the USA international. And the Chiefs are up to 52. And DMP then back to the halfway line.
Great to see Meg Foster's kicking really consistent there from both sides of the post. She'll be really happy with that.
Definitely something she will be really happy with. That's a good take from the restart there by Gabby Senft. And Chiefs then, that's a good take there by Menage. Does really well to hold on to it. DMP do well to initially hold her up. But Foster again now with the ball to Kobayashi, to Zachary, and Zachary's through. Kate Zachary looks onto the outside, doesn't need them. Kate Zachary streaking away here. Has she got the legs to get there? Has she got the legs? Kate Zachary, it doesn't quite go to hand for the Chiefs. They're a metre out from the line, but then they are over eventually. We'll get confirmation on that scorer for you. It's Lottie Holland there, the recipient in the end. I thought Zachary had that, and I thought the chance had been spurned, but Lottie Holland tracking back there, doing well and doing brilliantly to manage to get the hands on the ball at the end to score.
Yeah, again, Kate, great line from Kate there. You can see her swerving. You can tell that she's been on the Sevens World Series for a couple of years. But really good chase back there from DMP to catch that down, because we've seen Kate score a very similar try against Gloucester a couple of weeks ago. So for DMP to get back and make that tackle, it's awesome.
Yeah, great try for Lottie, you know, coming back into the side from injuries and illnesses. So for her to get on the scoreboard, that's great. But a great run from Kate Zachary. You know, Jacques Vermeulen and the men's team do that, so, you know, she idolises him. So it's great to see her make that massive break and, you know, for Lottie to get over the line.
Garnet, you talked about the sevens circuit prowess there as well. It's you can see the turn of pace that Zachary has, and whether she's playing in a normal position in the back row or centre when she's been called upon this season. She's such an asset for this side.
Yeah, such a versatile player. I don't think there are many players in our league that can play in the forwards and the backs. So, yeah, great player for us to have in our squad to call upon if we have those injuries in the backs. But equally, for Lottie to get up and support and finish off that try, it's awesome for her. Really happy.
And DMP then readying a sub below us. Not yet, though. We'll wait for the next stoppage in play. And Cookland gets us back underway. 59-0 here at Sandy Park. Senft takes well from that restart. And McGillivray to Kobayashi. She takes well above her head, and there's Poppy Leach barnstorming carry from the co-captain, and Robinson is there quickly. McGillivray again, those bright orange and yellow boots, you can't miss her. And that's a good carry, eventually taken down there by Herrick. And Leach again tips it on to Jeffries. Jeffries does really well to hold on to that and then get it away. And Foster doesn't go to hand at the second time of asking for the Chiefs. There was an opportunity there. There's now an opportunity for DMP, is there? Not quite handling, lets them down. There'll be a DMP scrum right in the centre of the field. And as well as Ellie Pigford down below us for DMP, I can see Linda van der Velden readying herself to enter the fray as well.
So yeah, some really good defence there from DMP, flying up out of the line, putting pressure on those passes. So this is a well-deserved scrum and hard to defend from the middle of the field. So looking forward to seeing what DMP can show us on this set piece.
And there is that change for DMP. First up, Ellie Pigford coming on to the field, number 17. And straight into the action then for her, an attacking scrum, as we just said.
Yeah, it's definitely a way to make your impact straight onto a scrum. So yeah, it'll be exciting to see what she can bring to the game and, you know, bolster that DMP squad in the scrums.
And just confirmation then that it's Kat Hobson who she's come on for. And meanwhile below us, Linda van der Velden's entry to the field delayed just slightly. She's put the warm-up jacket back on. Won't be too long though, you suspect, and Maisie Allen as well, readying herself. Good scrum though from DMP, and they come back towards this main grandstand. Cookland then out to Torley, lovely break from Torley. Lauren Torley rather, what a try from her. And we saw that last week against Harlequins, we saw it the week before against Worcester. DMP, when they get those hands on the ball, they can be elusive.
Yeah, Lauren Torley was another player that we'd looked at in analysis. She's got absolute gas and just picked that little gap there and could only get fingertips. So I said I look forward to seeing what set piece DMP brought and you know, try really good from them.
Yeah, definitely, and Garnet did touch upon it earlier. You know, DMP are one of those teams you can't switch off, because once you switch off against them, that they will come back, and they did it against Quins and they've done it here now. So it'll be, you know, I'm sure the girls are going to be regather themselves and, you know, go at it again. But it's one of those that you can't switch off, because DMP will produce a try like that, like they did last week against Quins.
A really, really good try then for the visitors. Well worked. Chiefs might be disappointed that space popped up in midfield, but Lauren Torley running onto the ball there, as all good fullbacks do. And a good conversion from Cara Cookland takes the score to Exeter Chiefs 59, DMP Durham Sharks 7. And here are those two changes then for the Chiefs. Linda van der Velden and Maisie Allen both entering the fray. It's McKinley Hunt and Kate Zachary that they have replaced. A good shift again from both of them. An opportunity then for Allen and van der Velden to show what they can do here in the sun at Sandy Park.
Yeah, Maisie's been off training with the England Sevens team, so looking forward to seeing what she's learnt there and bringing that into the 15s game. I'm sure they're both going to make a big impact.
Back underway then. Juggled by Hazel, but she takes it behind her at the second time of asking. And DMP managing to get the hands away there, free the hands, and you can just see what that try has done there to the confidence. An extra little bit of fizz, an extra little bit of zip in those carries now from DMP Durham Sharks. And Cookland has a little look, goes herself. Chiefs defenders swarming in on her. And Jennings then has to just pop it off and out. And they look to free the hands to Gardner, but Chiefs defence does well. A little chip through in the end, bobbles into touch on the full. Disappointment there for DMP, and an attacking opportunity then for the Chiefs straight away now after conceding that try.
Yeah, probably didn't get the distance on the kick that she would have wanted, but it's taken the pressure off DMP, and they can reset and get ready for a big defence coming from the Chiefs' attack. Got Maisie coming out into the back line, so it'll be interesting to see what channel Chiefs choose to run down.
First things first, though, they've got to get the line out working well. Has done so far today, bar that earlier one in the first half. Commentator's curse. So again, it's not the first time I've said that today. Doesn't go straight, and a let off for DMP, and an opportunity now to get their hands on the ball again and keep building a little bit of momentum here. A scrum for them that Jennings will have the ball for. Cara Cookland down there just looking, assessing what's in front of her. Thomas Roberts, Lindsay Taylor outside of her as well. Chiefs then standing quite narrow in defence at the moment. It's a huge scrum from that Chiefs pack, and DMP have to go searching for it. Eventually managed to get the ball out, and Cookland then feeds on. Doesn't link up though, ball goes forwards. Good pressure from that Chiefs defensive line.
Yeah, great drive from Chiefs in that scrum to push DMP back, and then, you know, from the back line to put the pressure on the DMP backs to get a knock on is an outcome they would have wanted. It's another scrum, and hopefully you'll see another big drive from the Chiefs.
Substitution below us then again for DMP. Chloe Broom coming on to the field. She'll be replacing Alyssa Jennings at scrum half.
Yeah, we saw in that last scrum DMP studs going backwards, so huge impact from Laura Delgado coming on. We'll see if we have another strong scrum from the Chiefs.
There is an opportunity here for the Chiefs. It's holding firm, and Robinson goes back to that far side, and Foster to McGillivray to Decevo. Bursts through that first tackle. Janine Decevo, she's in for a fourth. Rounds the final defender, dives over out wide, and perfect response from the Exeter Chiefs to conceding that try.
Yeah, another lovely set-piece move there by Chiefs. Just that timing of the pass there from Nancy out to Janine is perfect. Make sure that Janine's got space in front of her, and no one's going to touch her with that speed that she's got.
Yeah, another great try from Janine. You know, she's really showcasing what she can do today, and it's great to see. But I'm sure that won't be the last time we see Janine go over that white line. Hopefully there will be another few more coming from her.
A really good try, and then having the presence of mind to bring it as far infield as she can to try and make this kick easier for Meg Foster. Still a challenging kick, mind. And that's the 10th try this afternoon for the Chiefs.
Yeah, score 64-7. Hoping to see some subs trickling on soon. Get opportunities for those younger players to put their hands up and show what they can do.
Let's see then, silence around Sandy Park as Foster lines this one up. Fantastic kick again from Foster. 8 from 10 today from the tee so far, and lots of them on an angle like that. No mean feat. And the Chiefs then stretch the lead out to 59 points. They're 66-7 ahead. And back on halfway again. DMP not wasting any time. Want to get this one back underway. And straight down the throat of McGillivray. Bulleted out to Allen. Does really well to hold on to it the first time. But then ball above her head. body was exposed, and that was a huge crunching hit on her. And McGillivray stayed down after that pass as well. Time off and a bit of treatment for Nancy McGillivray. We talk about young players obviously hoping to come on and make an impact, but Nancy, somebody that started a fair few games this season and been a huge asset to this side coming into the Premier 15s for the first time at such a young age.
Yeah, absolutely. She's so young, just starting university, but she's really shown the skills that she's learned over in Hong Kong. So yeah, she's definitely going to be one to watch for the future. She's powerful and strong, but she's also got the vision and the hands to put people away in space. So hopefully this is just a knock, and she'll be up and running soon.
So McGillivray just staying down at the moment. There are options on the bench still for Chief. Patricia Garcia has played in the centre so far this season a couple of times, and Olivia Jones as well as an option. McGillivray though back up on her feet. Somewhat gingerly, but she's okay to continue. It'll be a DMP scrum then in the Exeter Chiefs half, with an attacking platform, an attacking opportunity, and a chance for Chloe Broom to add an extra bit of zip here from scrum half. That Chiefs pack starts to get the drive on, but Broom quickly there feeds the ball away to Thomas Roberts, and there is space opening up here for DMP. Kobayashi though harrying and hustling in defence. Good tackle from Kobayashi, and Chiefs then looking to make a nuisance of themselves at the breakdown. It's gone backwards there, but it's a little bit messy on the ground at the moment.
Yeah, good hands from DMP there to get it wide, but the Chiefs defence read it very well, came up, and they haven't made much ground from the scrum.
That's nice though from Broom. Looks to get the ball away, still in DMP hands, and they're starting to make meters now. Hazel with the carry, and DMP then looking to keep it tight, but it's a penalty on the ground for the Chiefs, and it's great breakdown work there from Maisie Allen just as DMP was starting to threaten again.
Yeah, great turnover for Maisie Allen. I'm sure she'll be happy with that, you know, coming onto the field and do a turnover at such a crucial position in the pitch inside our own 22. That's great from her.
Foster then sends that one into touch. And a few cries of Exeter below us from the crowd. A couple of changes look like they'll be about to come for DMP as well. 22 and 23, that's Rosie Inman and George Thomas Roberts coming on to the field for them. And a warm round of applause for Cara Cookland and for Amy Lazel as well. Chiefs line out, goes into the hands of Allen, manages to hold on to that really well in the air, and now the maul starts, and it's starting to motor, and it's starting to make meters. 15 meters made so far. It's still rumbling, it's still rolling up towards halfway. DMP now doing well to stop it. Penalty advantage though coming Chiefs' way. Referee's arm went up, and Robinson then with quick ball. McGillivray, Foster sees a little bit of a chip through, a little bit of space, and that's read really well by Holly Thorpe, and will come back for that penalty. Robinson wants to get her hands on the ball quickly here.
Yeah, that was nice, identifying the space there, but didn't quite get the bounce.
And they will pump this one into touch. Foster just steadying herself, getting back into position. And Abby Middlebrook readying herself to come on for the Chiefs as well.
A really exciting young player, as we've spoken about. She's had a few injuries over the last couple of seasons, but she's one of those players that trains really hard, runs excellent lines, and been working really hard in her scrummaging. So looking forward to seeing the impact that she makes today.
A huge round of applause for Middlebrook, and she comes on for Dalika Menin. So Laura Delgado, after spending those first 18 or so minutes on the loose, will shift to tight head. And a warm round of applause for Menin. She's been impressive again today for her side. Back to the action though, and Totosi throws in, goes to co-captain Leach. And that Chiefs driving maul that initially got them into this position starts to motor again, starts to drive again. DMP looking to slow it, looking to try and hold it up. They've done well first time round, but it's come back on the Chiefs side, and McGillivray, good carry from her, fighting to get to ground. And Robinson picks up, flings it wide, and Chiefs now into that DMP 22. Robinson there quickly. There is space if they want to use it, but it's gone forwards from the Chiefs. It's a little bit of panic in the ranks there, perhaps when it wasn't needed. And DMP then looking to play this one from deep. It's a good carry there from Thomas Roberts, drawing in defenders, and Broom there again. Ball goes out wide though, and Foster there to meet George Thomas Roberts with that carry. And the visitors here really having to fight hard for every single metre, every single carry. Chiefs relentless. And eventually, they don't have a choice but to put boot to ball. But Deutsch then keeps it in play. Hands off the first attempted tackler, eventually pulled to ground by Bainbridge. And Chiefs have their hands on the ball. It's gone to Leach, out the back to Foster, to Kobayashi, has to hold it first time, and it's gone wide again now for the Chiefs. And Ebony Jeffries cuts back infield, but she's still driving forward with the ball. Leach again with the carry. Middlebrook there to help her out, and Robinson, Foster, inside ball to Desevo, still hunting, still searching for work and tries. And Van der Velden with the ball, with the carry. Chiefs going back the other way, then Leach with the tip on to Delgado. Kobayashi steps, checks through. She's just 6 metres out now from that line. Chiefs is really starting to build here. McGillivray, hard line from the centre. She makes ground, makes yards. Robinson, DMP player, gets in the way. As a penalty advantage coming. Foster juggles, holds onto it. And Chiefs now then keeping it tight. 2 metres out now for the Chiefs, 1 metre out now for the Chiefs. Penalty advantage still coming their way. And they are over for that try. And it's Emily Totosi that's gone over, a hat-trick last week for her, and back on the scoreboard today. And good work again there from that Chiefs pack to rescue a situation that was looking like it might slip away from them.
Yeah, I think that was the longest lot of phases I think we've had in this game, from side to side. DMP, kudos to them, their defence was pushing Exeter Chiefs back. But eventually, Chiefs are really hard to stop from 5 metres out. Once we get those pick and goes going, yeah, really, really hard to stop.
Yeah, great to see Emily go over on the scoreboard again. You know, you mentioned it just a minute ago, Harry. Emily got 3 last week, so great to see her again. And you know, great speed of ball played from flow to get it from edge to edge as quick as the girls are getting. But yeah, great team try, and you know, credit to DMP. They've put that D on point today. They're bringing it.
Now as Foster lines up this conversion, a warm round of applause to Kaneko Kobayashi. And she's been replaced by Liv Jones. Foster again then adds those extras for her side. And Chiefs up to 73 with Liv Jones on the field now. She'll go onto the wing. Lottie Holland will move into the centres.
Yeah, it's great to see Lottie back in her preferred position at 13. She played a lot of wing last season as we were short on wingers, but she'll be really happy to get some decent minutes at 13, and I'm sure she's going to show us what she can do.
And a change below us for DMP as well. Mayo Piku is on for Sam Herrick. Bouncing ball from the restart though goes straight into the hands of DMP Durham Sharks. And Chiefs would be disappointed with the work there from that restart, but an opportunity for DMP straight away to get themselves potentially back on the scoreboard again, and an opportunity now for Rosie Inman at fly half to show what she can do after a really composed performance from Cara Cookland.
Yeah, unlucky for Liv there. It's always difficult coming on as a sub and having kick-off come to you straight away. So she'll be disappointed with that, but no doubt she's going to make up for it in this defence set now.
Not quite steady then, that scrum, and the referee blows his whistle, calls for a reset. There's a little bit of an eerie silence around Sandy Park just as everybody waits for this scrum. There's a good, solid scrum there, and Hazel breaks free, looking to try and release players, can't quite. Maisie Allen was there first time round, then eventually hauled to ground by Totosi. DMP then still looking threatening, still looking to build here in that Chiefs 22, and they're driving forwards again. Mackenzie Thomas-Roberts though shunted backwards, and there's Piku. Good carry from the prop. Thomas-Roberts again gets her hands on the ball. She's looked busy this afternoon. And there's space here for DMP, searching out wide, hunting out wide. And eventually pulled to ground, but it's a penalty for the Chiefs. And it's Janine Detivo that was in there, and she's off, taking it quickly. Not 10. And an extra few metres gained there from the wing. Good awareness there.
Yeah, you can see DMP really running out of options there. A lot of sideways running. You need someone to cut back on the inside, because it's making it, the defence for Chiefs a lot easier than it should be. But great turnover there from Janine, and awareness to take that quick tap and get an extra 10 metres for us.
That's a good touch finder there as well from Foster, taking play just inside the DMP half, as three more DMP players get themselves ready below us, and Nick Haynes soon to enter the action, and Tiana Gordon and Kerry Storer as well. And they are going to make those changes now, it looks like. So Bainbridge replaced by Haynes, fully this time. And as we said, Tiana Gordon onto the field as well. Tamara Taylor and Kerry Storer on as well. Two changes down below us, readying themselves for Chiefs as well. And they are going to make those changes now. Patricia Garcia back into the fold, and Clara Nielsen as well. And Flo Robinson makes her way off for Garcia. Round of applause for everybody as they make their way off the field, and there's that final change for DMP as well.
Great to see Tiana Gordon, former Wasps player, back on the field. She's had some concussion issues over the last few games, but she's a real danger, quick over the ball, so Chiefs will have to watch out for her.
Line out then for Nielsen, her first task entering the action. It's off the top, Garcia to McGillivray, takes that one well, and there's Jeffries. Spills the ball forwards though, under pressure. And Meg Gardner comes away with the ball. Foster does well to get her to ground. Flicked out the back though from the prop. And George Thomas-Roberts looks to switch play the other way. Knock on again though, and we'll come back for that initial knock on in midfield.
Yeah, unlucky there. Great carry from Ebony, getting over the gain line as she always does, but couldn't quite hold on to it.
That's the thing with Ebony Jeffries. You know what you're going to get with her hard, industrious lines, always breaking that first tackle. But it's a DMP scrum down below us. Give or take 14, 15 minutes left here. And both sides, you sense, in a little bit of a lull at the moment, just waiting for those opportunities. searching to get a little bit more of a cohesive structure back on the game after those last couple of subs.
Yeah, I think both have emptied their benches now, so hopefully we'll be bringing a bit more energy, showing what they can do.
DMP then go to the blind side. Good pass out wide there and held onto well by Holly Thorpe. Tiana Gordon, first touch of the ball for her since entering the fray. Broom is there quickly. Gardner then, ball fed onto her, and Chiefs know who the danger player is, straight there. Inman again then, inside ball, doesn't quite go to hand. Gone backwards though, but pressure then on George Thomas Roberts. She tidies up well. And that Chiefs defence so far forcing DMP back. There's a nice half break there. Another good hard line, a lovely little feed off there in the tackle as well. The penalty for the Chiefs. And Garcia has seen space and she's gone quickly and she's fed Decevo. Decevo bounces through that first tackle. Needs the support there though, and it comes quickly. Garcia to Leach. Leach tips it on. There's a big shot there, but Garcia is there quickly to Foster. Hands again though for the Chiefs. Not working, nobody wants to touch that ball. DMP seemed quite content with the scrum. Good to see a little bit of zip coming back into the play there, Georgie, but again, like Garnet and I were just touching on, a case of making sure those hands work first and foremost.
Yeah, definitely. You know, if you haven't got your hands going, you're not really going to have the ball. So, you know, I'm sure you know they'll figure that out and who that ball was meant to go to, and you know hopefully they've got their catching hands on. But you know, to get that quick tap from Pat, it was a great tackle from Maisie Allen to produce the penalty. But great awareness from Pat that quick tap is on, which is what she's great at, and then great support play from Janine to get on the ball again.
A few running repairs for DMP. It's Tiana Gordon that is receiving treatment, but she's back up and on her feet. And Janine Decevo down there as well, just chatting to the physios. Referee has blown his whistle for play to get back underway. Decevo's okay to continue.
Yeah, you can hear Emily Totosi below us. She's always one of the most vocal players. Even when she's not on the pitch, we can hear her cheering her team on.
And there you go, you can hear Totosi again there, roaring her side on, as Garnet just said. And Exeter then, coming into these final 10 minutes, they'll want to try and put on a show for the fans that are here today at Sandy Park. Keep building that score if they can as well.
Yeah, another great opportunity from the forwards pack to put a drive on this DMP scrum. You know, Dr. Clara Nielsen, her first scrum, so it'd be great to see.
That's good work though from DMP, and it's Mackenzie Thomas Roberts who breaks away, looks to get the ball out wide, but Decevo is there, gets her hands on the ball for her side. DMP were looking really threatening there. It's good work from Decevo to get back. And Chiefs now then, let's see what they can do with the ball. A couple of huge collisions again flying in, and Foster now with the ball. Holland linking up with Doige, and Liv Jones breaks the first tackle and offloads to Doige, fighting to get herself to ground there under pressure from Kerry Storer. And Leach has to duck to get that one in her hands, but does well. And Garcia again then out to Foster, out the back to McGillivray. DMP put the pressure on, but it's held well, and the ball's worked wide to Decevo, and she's going again. Janine Decevo still going, so powerful, gets the offload away to Maisie Allen. Allen hauled down 5 metres out. Superb defence there, and Garcia goes. Has she got the try? Metre short for the Chiefs, but they're right where they want to be now. And there's Van der Velden with the carry and the try. Clinical again from the Chiefs. And Linda Van der Velden goes in for try number 12.
Another great try there for Exeter Chiefs. Maisie Allen and Janine linking up well. You can see Seven Skills paying off. Pinpoint pass out to Janine there, and you know the work rate to get on the shoulder to get into the 5 metre channel, with Linda finishing off the try.
Yeah, I'm sure Linda's going to be happy with that, coming off the bench and making an impact and scoring a try. So great try from her, but you know, Garnett's just touched upon it. You know, great play from Maisie and Janine for Maisie to send that ball out to Janine to let Janine do what Janine does, but then to get that support line on Janine. We all know how quick Janine is, and you know, Maisie managed to catch up with her, so I'm sure Sevens is doing her some good.
And then Patricia Garcia there, little snipe from the scrum half, wouldn't expect anything less, thought she was over. Good defence though to track back, but Chiefs coming through a rate of knots there, and eventually DMP just running out of steam in defence. Foster then still on kicking duties at another tough kick for her, lining this one up. It's another good nudge from the fly half, doesn't quite have the accuracy this time though, but Chiefs then take their lead past 70 points, 78-7 here, and 7 or 8 minutes to go at Sandy Park. We talk about the impact of the bench, you saw it there, obviously Janine making that break, but Maisie, Pat and Linda finishing that off. There's so much strength in depth.
There we go, no mistakes there from Liv Jones taking that restart this time.
Good take there from Jones, and McGillivray to Jeffrey. She's hit hard, holds on to the ball well. Garcia then steadying things a little bit, and there's McGillivray again out the back to Foster. DMP almost managed to get their hands on that one, and they're making a nuisance of themselves at the breakdown, but it's come back on the Chiefs side, and Foster then puts boot to ball. Good kick through there. An excellent touch finder in the end from Foster. Not seen too much of that today from the Chiefs, but it's a real weapon they've got in their armoury when they need it. And DMP now camped back in their half.
Yeah, great to see some kicking coming into Meg's game as well. Definitely winning the territory battle there. DMP pushing them back towards their own half.
I'm sure now the forwards will be applying the pressure on the line out to get the possession back and, you know, give Chiefs that attacking platform they want. We know how good Poppy is in a line out and how good she is at stealing it. So, you know, I'm sure she's going to want to put someone up or go up herself to take the ball and give us the attacking platform.
So pressure on then for Nick Haynes at the line out. And it's a little bit awkward, but it comes back on her side in the end, and DMP then building those opportunities and building those phases. Still searching, still hustling, but that one though bounces forwards and into the hands of Meg Foster. And is there another opportunity here for the Chiefs? It's taken well by Van der Velde and Garcia there quickly. No advantage coming though. We'll come back for that knock on. And let's go Chiefs, the call below us from Emily Totosi. We said she's vocal on and off the field, and she certainly is that. An interesting decision here for the Chiefs. Which way do they look? Options on both sides, and Liv Jones below us as well. We know how lethal she can be with ball in hand. Garcia then with the push in at the scrum. And Senft breaks away, breaks through. Gabby Senft, the performance deserves a try. And there is that try. Power, precision, poise, and a first try in an extra Chiefs shirt for Gabby Senft, who's been so impressive today.
Yeah, it's a great pick from the base of that scrum for Gabby Senft to go over. She also had the support of Liv Jones, but you know, Gabby Senft was never going to give that. She backs herself totally, and you can understand why. You know, she, you know, being a Canadian, I'm sure maple syrup probably runs through her blood, so she's probably got loads of energy and keeps it going.
Yeah, she's been really impressive all game, so it's great to see her get over the whitewash. Like I said, Liv Jones was on the shoulder, didn't need to use her.
Good supporting line there from Liv Jones if needed, but so much power from Senft. Didn't need to use her in the end. And the Chiefs then stretch themselves past 80. Foster then lining up the conversion again for her side.
It's been a good day of kicking for Meg. Had some tough kicks. This one's pretty wide, almost out on the 5 metres.
Another challenging kick, as Garnett said there, for Foster. Steadies herself. And I tell you what, that is some kick from the fly half. Takes her side up to 85 points. And Chiefs then take themselves up to 85-7 on the scoreboard. A couple of minutes left here at Sandy Park. An opportunity potentially for 1 or 2 more scores potentially here. Ball then goes down the throat of Maisie Allen. She takes it well. Amy Laser has come back onto the field for DMP. There's no stopping Allen there. Look at her squirming away, making those meters for her side. And McGillivray Nielsen has to check, but does really well to hold on to it. Foster shimmies, doesn't make that pass under pressure. Good decision from the fly half. And there's space there on that far side for the Chiefs. It's Van der Velden making those hard yards. And the offload there doesn't quite stick for the Chiefs. DMP then with the scrum in midfield, and just a little bit loose there from Exeter as they hunt more tries.
Yeah, so a few minutes left. What can we see DMP do? The try came from set piece. Midfield scrum, we're slightly to the right now, but we know how dangerous they can be off set piece at the scrum. They've chosen not to put anyone into the short side. They've loaded up the open side, so expecting either to hit the midfield or try and get around the outside of the Chiefs.
And you expect as well that they'll be looking to get the ball into the hands of the likes of Lauren Torley. Here we go then for the Chiefs. It's Lazel who cuts back inside. She's hit hard. George Thomas Roberts looks and goes the other way. DMP then sling that one wide. They're just inside the Chiefs half now. Chiefs looking to try and slow down the breakdown. Tiana Gordon pops the ball on, but it's come back on the Chiefs side, and there's an opportunity here if they see it. McGillivray, Holland out to Jones. Liv Jones then pins her ears back, fighting through, dancing past, and 5 metres short. She's eventually pulled down, does really well to stay in play there. And the ball to Poppy Leach, carries hard up to the line. Maisie Allen there now, getting her hands on the ball, looking to drive, and she's over. Clinical from the Chiefs, up to 90. It's Maisie Allen that goes in the sunshine here at Sandy Park.
Yeah, a great link up there from Lottie. Good hands under pressure to get that ball away to Liv, and she absolutely backed herself on the outside as she should have done. Really, we know what the Lauren Torley is like. Great chase back by her, but Liv did well to recycle, and then Maisie finish off with a team try.
Yeah, great run from Liv Jones, but leading up to that, great intercept from Gabby Semp to allow the backs to play that, and then popping the ball off to Poppy Leach, and then Poppy Leach sending it out to Nancy, and Nancy then sending it to Lottie, and then Lottie giving it to Liv to get all that going.
And Maisie Allen as well. We've seen how deadly she can be from close range. A couple of tries in the wind and the rain up against Sale Sharks in the Cup earlier this season. Such an asset to have, as Garnett said, a bit of sevens prowess behind her as well. And obviously a whole heap of prowess here in the 15s game. Foster then lines up this conversion, and it drifts wide. And that's full time here at Sandy Park. Exeter Chiefs hit 90. A huge round of applause from below us. 97 the final score. And a really, really good performance again from the Chiefs, backing up last week's result at home against Worcester Warriors. And with that result up at the CBS Arena earlier in the day, it's a result that shifts the Chiefs up into 3rd place in the table. Garnett, Georgie, who were the players that stood out for you today?
From a forwards perspective, Gabby Semp's definitely got me up there. Given her that starting 8 shirt, I really think she has done incredibly well, and I'm sure she'll be giving Susie some headaches about it. She's been carrying well, getting over the gain line, and then going into the backs. Lottie coming on off the bench 30 minutes in, she did very well. But for me, Janine stood out incredibly, like the most. I know she's gone over the white line, but not just on that. She's offering more off the line. But you have to give DMP credit. I don't think the score line reflects them themselves.
Janine Desfoe as well. So just cutting in quickly, equaling the record set by Louise Burgess last season for the most tries in a game by an Exeter Chiefs player. That one came in this fixture last season as well. Really good performance, as Georgie said, and Garnet, great performances all over the park.
Yeah, like you say, Janine did awesome work with the ball that she was given, and those players inside her putting her into space. That's exactly what we want to see and what we've been working towards. I think Gabby Senft really impressed me today as well. Her carries from the base and those strong carries. So yeah, she's definitely put her hand up, showing what she can do. So really looking forward to these cup games coming up. Again, new opportunities for players that haven't maybe played in the Premiership as much. And they'll be putting their hands up for selection for those last two games against Saracen and Bristol Bears, which is going to be really tough and ultimately going to decide whether we make playoffs or not.
Really tough fixtures, as you say, to end the season, both at Sandy Park as well. So make sure that you get yourself some tickets and get down here to Sandy Park to roar on the side and hopefully roar them into those playoff places come the end of the season. There's a few weeks break now of action on the pitch with players going off to their respective countries for the Women's Six Nations, and then it's back into the cup fixtures against Loughborough Lightning and Saracens for the Chiefs. 2 from 2 in the cup so far, and as Garnet and Georgie have touched on, players that haven't played as many minutes so far in the league this season having the opportunity to get out there in that Chiefs shirt. So make sure you get yourselves along to Sandy Park for that game against Loughborough. Thank you very much for joining us today here at Sandy Park. We hope you've enjoyed it. It's been a cracking game of rugby again. Garnet, Georgie, thank you ever so much for joining me, and we'll see you again for the next one.
Thanks, bye.